New music. The Life of a Showgirl dropped a week ago. Let's talk about it. Hey, I'm Embers, and today I'm reviewing and rating every track on Taylor Swift's new album, The Life of a Showgirl. So this album dropped on October 4th, 2025, which was just about 6 days ago, just about a week ago, as of recording this. The sound or vibe that I would give it, if you're a Swiftie, you would understand these terms: glitter gel pen. I would say that. I would also say, dare I say, for some of it, glitter quill pen. It kind of just depends on the song that you're listening to. We're not talking about like wish list or anything, which we're gonna get into all that later. My first impression of it is I was unsure about how I felt about it, but I've come to some conclusions in that time. And we're gonna get into that right now. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the tracks one by one. First track, The Fate of Ophelia. In my head, I personally think that The Fate of Ophelia is like one of the most perfect songs. Like there is nothing that I would change. Like my sister thinks that a key change would have been great. I would probably need to hear it, but I think it's pretty good just the way that it is. I wrote down to look up Ophelia facts and I didn't. But I'm under the impression, like, I know that Ophelia was a character in Hamlet, and Hamlet kind of drove her to insanity and she ended up drowning. So there are lyrics like, she said, "You dug me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia." I mean, come on. That's her saying that Travis Kelce saved her heart. Like, she was dead. Like, if you think about the writing from the Tortured Poets department compared to, like, this, I mean, she was writing songs about wanting to die frequently. So, this isn't that, like, it's not really out of left field, you know, when Travis Kelce entered her life and she finally got to write another album that's happy. That's another thing that I want to talk about, though, is that there are people who want her to be miserable to write good music again, which is just ridiculous in my opinion, but I personally give this song a 10 out of 10 rating. I'm also going to rank them all at the end, but for now I'm just going to rate them until I get to the end. Track number 2, Elizabeth Taylor. I think this song is pretty solid. It's not my favorite by any means, but I think it's a nice, like, the hook is good, the beat is nice. I'm really enjoying the instruments, you know, like the instrumental aspect to it. It's just really nice to hear drums on these songs, which, like, no shade to Jack Antonoff, but we needed this. My favorite lyric would have to be the "Be my NY when Hollywood hates me." That is just, it just feels good and it rolls off really well. Especially going into the next line, which was, what, "You're only as hot as your last hit." I think it's a nice song. I also sent it to my therapist because that's my therapist's name. So, shout out to my therapist. I probably would rank this song probably like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Moving on, track 3, Opalite. Opalite in general, when you just hear the word, you think about the gemstone. It's like one of the most, like, the prettiest, it's like one of the prettiest stones, like, in my opinion, in the world. And it's man-made. Like, it's something that you can make, or something that can be made, you know? And I think Taylor, when she did the release party in theaters, she mentioned, like, happiness can be made that way as well. I thought that was really nice. I really freaking like it. It's like just a standard, just a great love song. The lyric, "You finally left the table," I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it makes me think about Right Where You Left Me from Evermore, where she's still at the restaurant, right where you left me. And so the lyrics, "You finally left the table," I'm wondering if that's somebody else's perspective saying to Taylor, "You finally left the table." That's how I view it. I give Opalite like an 8, maybe like an 8 or 9, in my opinion. I think it's a great song, a great message, and the danceability on it is amazing. I love it. Moving right along, track number 4, Father Figure. This song really grew on me. I liked it in the beginning, but I kept listening to it, and then we saw the release party in theaters, and she talked about what this song meant to her, and we realized, oh my god, it's about Scott Bruschetta, like, selling her masters and, like, not giving her a chance to buy them herself. And then after you hear that, right, and you go and listen to the song again, when it goes to the key change, it's an argument, right? It's like an argument between her and him, like, fighting each other. She's like, whose portraits on the mantle? Like, her albums. And then it could go to him saying, who covered up your scandals? She could say, you mistake my kindness for weakness, you know, stuff like that. And then he goes, I was your father figure. She goes, you pulled the wrong trigger. The wrong trigger being selling her masters to Scooter Braun, right? My favorite lyric, tying into what I was just saying, was, this empire belongs to me. Leave it with me. Are you kidding me? Oh man, I cry a little thinking about it every time, because I'm like, she built this empire on her own, and she says, this empire belongs to me. Leave it with me. And then he goes, I protect the family. She goes, leave it with me. I protect the family. Leave it with me. That's how I view it. That's how I put, like, when I put those pieces together, that's how I see it in this song. I give this song a 10. I really do. Also, another thing, what this song being about, and her crediting, I think it's George Michael's, the song, like, he has the song Father Figure, how she credited him. He never got his masters back. I think that's an amazing thing to do. I think that was a really cool thing that she did, to be able to take that one line from that song, credit him, and also have this story about, like, this is mine. Like, leave it with me. It's mine. 10 out of 10. Next, we got the track 5, Eldest Daughter. As an eldest daughter, I was really nervous for this song. I thought it was going to crush me, and it didn't. I think a lot of people have some conflicting feelings about it because of the lyrics. The lyrics aren't the best, right? But I think that's the point. I don't think I think people are missing it and writing it off as, like, lazy writing, which it totally could be, but it's Taylor Swift we're talking about here, so I don't. Plus, I think we're missing, like, the most beautiful bridge. Like, the bridge is just, like it's great. I'm at a loss for words. I don't really know what to say about it. I just, I think the point of the song was that you, as the eldest, maybe not daughter specifically, but, like, let's say, like, the oldest child, you're constantly trying to make changes, but also be, like, fitting in, right? So a lot of the things that she says in there are so very, like, outdated, right? Like, she uses the word fire, and, like, I'm not a bad bitch, this isn't savage, like, it's weird, right? Like, it's weird lyricism, but I think the whole point, because she said something about, what was it? It was, like trying to be cool or whatever, like, spend your whole life trying to seem cool or something. It's pretty accurate, because even now, like, I have a little sister. I'm the middle child, but I'm also the eldest daughter. There are things that me and my sister don't have, like, we're not similar in that way, because we might be in the same generation, but we're still far enough apart to, like, for me to not understand things. And I'll still say, like, I still use slang from when I was in high school, but that is, like, incredibly outdated now. So I think that's kind of, like, the point of the song is, and, like, why it has, like, cringy lyrics, is because those were things that we used to say, like, frequently. So that's kind of how I take it. It is not very high ranked on my list. It's probably going to be at the bottom of my tier, but I'm going to give it, like, I don't know, a 5. I forgot to mention the lyric that I liked the most. It was, when I said I don't believe in marriage, that was a lie. When she fucking said that, I was like, I felt like I was caught in 4K. But that's such a, like, a true thing. I also am like, I don't believe in marriage. I think getting, like, obviously, more power to you if that's something that you want. I am not going to, like, judge you in any way. Just for me personally, The way that I see marriage is just a legally binding document that like binds you to your partner till death do us part, or divorce. And in my head, it's like if something goes wrong, or if there's like, you know, an affair, like it just makes things, just makes it a little harder to be able to split. If that makes sense. So it's not really something that I'm interested in, but maybe one day, maybe one day, if anybody want me, like, we could talk about it. Anyways, I'm gonna give it like a 4 or a 5 out of 10. Moving on. Track 6, Ruin the Friendship. Ruin the Friendship could have been track 5 with the message that it like sends, right? At first I was like, oh my god, like this is like a really sweet song, but then I was like, oh, it's like a throwback, like about for her high school days. And I was reminiscing. I was like, wow, this is like so old, like Taylor coded. And then she has the audacity to go, when I left school, I lost track of you. Abigail called me with the bad news. Goodbye, and we'll never know why. What is wrong with you, Taylor? I was like, oh my god, Abigail mentioned, but at what fucking cost? So, Ruin the Friendship. Great song. Heart-wrenching. It probably could have been track 5, as opposed to Eldest Daughter. I understand why Eldest Daughter was it, but I still think there could have been an improvement there. I give this song, let's say, 8 out of 10. We're gonna say 8 out of 10. Track 7, Actually Romantic. I love this track. It is easily top 3 for me, but top 3 on this album 100%. It might actually be my number 1 from this album, if I'm being so honest. The message, most of us know who this is about, right? If you don't, the song is about Charlie XCX. Charlie, she had a song that she wrote about being like jealous of her, but also in the song, like she said things like, it makes me sick to see your face, and I hope, like, or I don't know if it was in the song, but I know at some point she said, I hope, like her boyfriend was on the 1975 band, and at the time Taylor was dating Maddie Healy, so Charlie was saying, oh man, I hope it was like, oh man, oh, I'm messing this up so bad. She said something about, like, oh, I hope my boyfriend's bandmate ghosts Taylor Swift. Like, she just said some pretty, like hurtful and, like, spiteful things. And so this song, honestly, if you didn't know what was going on, you wouldn't even know it was about her. And in my opinion, I don't even think it was that bad. A lot of people are saying, like, wow, she really just shit all over Charlie XCX, like, for making a song about being jealous of her. I'm like, no, that's not it at all. Like, the whole album of Brat was about being, like, on coke and being mean because it's Brat. Like, being Brat or being a brat. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble with Brat stans. I just didn't like the album that much. So lyrics, right? Obviously we're gonna start with the bridge. She goes, you think I'm tacky, baby, stop talking dirty to me. Are you serious? Like, this is just incredible writing. It's so good. She could have gone harder, but she didn't. It was tasteful, in my opinion. And I know I'm gonna get so much, if this video goes anywhere, I'm gonna get shit on so hard, but I urge you to just think about it a little bit before you be mean to me, right? I just love that the bridge, like, stop talking dirty to me. It sounded nasty, but it feels like you're flirting with me. Yes. Yes. I eat that shit up for breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert. I want it. Actually Romantic, I give a 10 out of 10. If I could give it more, I would. I think it's an amazing song. I think it's very well rounded. The lyrics are great. The song itself, the instrumentals are fantastic. I love it. It's my favorite song on this album, personally. Moving on to a not so great song, track 8, Wishlist. So, part of me thinks that this song isn't even about her and Travis. I think it might just be about Kylie and Jason, which If you don't know, Travis Kelce's older brother is Jason Kelce, and he is married to Kylie, and they have, I think, 4 daughters? Because there's lyrics like, have a couple kids, got the whole block looking like you. And Kylie Kelce recently in a podcast said that they, like, just between her and Jason, they've got like half the block covered with kids that look just like him. And she's like, our genes don't stand a chance, but they make cute kids. The lyric I think about a lot though, because after hearing it for the first time, got me dreaming about a driveway with a basketball hoop, is the way that the song is structured. So like with the basketball, and me and my sister would go, hoop, like, and we did it in the theaters, we did it like we do it in the car, like, even though I don't like this song very much, the hoop part is really funny to me, and that like stands out to me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give Wishlist like a solid like 3. And I'm not sorry about it. It is not my favorite. I skip it every time. You know, I listen to it several times. It's just not my favorite. So, with Wishlist being out of the way, let's move on to track 9. Wood. This song is so funny. It sounds like the Jackson 5, which I think might have been like the inspiration. I just, like, a lot of people hate it because they're like, oh, she's just copying Sabrina Carpenter. Or this is reheating Sabrina Carpenter's nachos. And I'm just like, I mean, if you want to think about it that way, then you're just gonna do that. But in my head, I explained it to my sister like this. I was like, listen, when you think about when she was with Joe Alwyn, what sexy songs come into mind, right? You think about like Dress, right? You think about Dress and stuff, but how many of those actually talk about Joe Alwyn's dick? None, right? Like, not specifically. The closest we get is like carve your name into my bedpost, like, but even then there's no like we don't know, right? The only people who know is Taylor. So then all of a sudden we get this song called Wood. I immediately know what it's gonna be about, but some people might not have thought it that way. Especially when the song started, you know, like black cats, stepping on cracks, knocking on wood, like superstition, like stuff like that. And she says, I ain't gotta knock on wood. But then it gets to like, I don't even want to do it. Like going towards like the end of the verse or the end of the chorus. His love was the key. Sorry, redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key to open my thighs. It's incredible. I think it is so fucking funny. And on top of it, it's like an actually good structured song. Like, it's a nice song, and I like listening to it. I just think it's really, really funny. And a lot of people aren't gonna like it because of that, and I understand, but like, I urge you to think about it from a different perspective, right? Because I know a lot of people like to listen to Taylor Swift because she's relatively clean, and she doesn't really go down that route. But when I'm gonna, hold on, I'm just gonna roll it back for a second. Remember we talked about how we don't know how big Joe Alwyn's dick is? We all know the smallest man who ever lived is about 2 people. Or if you don't know, and you don't think so, listen to the song and think about it from the different perspectives of her talking about 1, Joe Alwyn, and 2, Maddie Healy. It could be about both. She had a whole like red herring thing going when we all thought Reputation was coming, but it was actually the Torture Poets Department. If you just think about it for a little bit, and then she says how she literally in the song, the smallest man who ever lived, you never measured up to any measure of a man. You never measured up in any measure of a man. So we're saying like she is getting dicked so good she needed to write a song about it, and honestly, happy for her. But I would die to be a fly on the wall while Jason Kelce listens to that song for the first time. I want to know what he thought about this song, because I know I love it. I think it's funny. I've been talking about Wood for a really long time. This is like weird, but the lyric that I like a lot was New Heights of Manhood. I ain't gotta knock on wood. New Heights! The podcast! But New Heights of Manhood, bro, she's so happy. She is so happy, and I'm happy for her. I give Wood a 9 out of 10. Straight up. Moving on. Track 10? Cancelled. Listening to this song, it makes me think like it's kind of giving Reputation vault track, and now I can't unsee it because of how it's going. It's trending on TikTok right now where people do the 2020 like slow walking, like they would do that it was a trend in 2020 where they'd be like pretending to like they're walking in place and be like, oh my god, it's the bully, and then the bully like, oh, like they're getting closer, they're gonna be able to hear us, and then the person who's recording the video, like doing the walking or whatever, they like slow down at the baby it all ends tonight, and then they look over at the camera like, good thing I like my friends canceled, and I'm just like, I think it's a good song. Is it my favorite? No. It gives like, I'm rich and my friends are rich and they get canceled. That's kind of the vibe that it gets. I don't think she's doing it on purpose though. The lyric that I liked the most was, did you make a joke only a man could? I was like, shit, okay. Maybe. I don't really have much else to say about the song. I really liked the whole like, welcome to my underworld. It'll break your heart. But at least you know exactly who your friends are. They're the ones with matching scars. It's kind of crazy. A little out of touch. Sorry. I'm just gonna give it a solid 7. No. Okay, I was gonna say a 6 or a 7. But if I don't do this. Anyways, moving on. Track 11. Track 11. Honey. I like this song. It kind of sounds like it could either be 1 on Lover or 2 a 1989 vault track. Does that make sense? Very specific. Like, I don't think it would fit on 1989, but as a vault track, I could see it. Or on Lover. When anyone called me lovely, they were finding ways not to praise me. Dude. Especially when she talked about, she's like, oh, when anybody called me honey, it was standing in the bathroom and they were saying that skirt don't fit me. And then she goes, and I cried the whole way home. I was like, dude, this is like devastating to me. I just love that, like, it's just a classic like love song. That's like, I never liked being called these things before because they were always used in a way that was negative. But when you do it, it's okay because I know you mean it when you say it. And I'm pretty sure that's actually like a line that I just said. I think it's a nice song. I think it's structured pretty well, but it isn't something that I'm going to listen to on loop, per se. I'm gonna give it a solid 7. Finally, track 12, Life of a Showgirl. I'm not huge on this song. I really do like the story of it though. I think the story is really well laid out. And just by listening to it like a couple times, you understand the story of it. Like, it's based off of, let's just say Taylor. Taylor as a little girl meeting a showgirl named Kitty. She worked her whole life for it, and she's like, and Taylor goes, you're living my dream. Like, I want to be a showgirl. And the showgirl says, don't do it. She's like, you don't want to know the life of a showgirl. You don't want to do it. They leave us for dead. They don't care about you. Stuff like that. And by the end of the song, she's like, I'm a showgirl and I'm never gonna let it go. Like, I love it. So she ended up being like a success story, whereas Kitty was like miserable. So the story is nice. It's not my favorite in terms of like as a song though. I find myself preferring to skip it personally. It's nice, but you know. Coming back to some of the lyrics, I wrote down 50 in the cast, 0 missteps, and it just took me back to my dance days, because I used to be a competitive dancer. I remember being in like big pieces with like, maybe not 50 people, but like 30 people, and we'd all, like, it didn't happen often, but when we would practice this number over and over and over again, specifically for a performance, and then we get out on stage and we like nail it, the feeling that you get just by like being in a big cast and not a single person messes up and it looks fantastic. That's what that line reminds me of. I'm like, damn, 50 in the cast, 0 missteps, because it's perfect. It's practiced to a T, and I just love that. It also reminds me of like a chorus line, you know, like people, like dancers being hired for these things and being so good that like they nail it. It's hard to explain, but it just reminded me of like my dance days. I was never a showgirl per se, but I was a dancer, and that's what that song reminds me of. I'm gonna say like also probably like a 7 or an 8 or so, just because it's not my personal favorite, but I still think it's a nice song. It's nice. It's nice to listen to. So overall, it is not her best album, but I still think it's really good. My top 3 tracks would have to be, in no specific order, The Fate of Ophelia, Actually Romantic, and Father Figure. And then I'm gonna give an honorable mention to Wood because I really like it. And why don't let's just break the discography now, why don't we? Okay, I've officially put together my rankings and I will put it on the screen somewhere. Let's just say here, okay? I'm gonna start on the bottom. At number 12, we've got Wishlist. I think that comes as no surprise, based off of what I said about it. It is just certainly not my favorite by any means, but I understand the sentiment. At number 11, we've got Eldest Daughter, which hurts me. It wounds me to say that, but I gotta put it there. The lyrics just aren't it for me, if that makes sense. So then at number 10, we've got Honey. I think this song is good. I think it's better than the other two. I think it's sweet. Number 9, we've got Cancelled. I really love how weird it is, and I can appreciate the fact that it sounds like it could be on Reputation. And then at number 8, we've got The Life of a Showgirl, featuring Sabrina Carpenter. Like I said about it before, I think it's nice. It reminds me of my dance days and just like being a performer, but it's not something that I would put like on a playlist, I guess. Number 7, I put Ruin the Friendship. Heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, devastating, Abigail mentioned. Great writing. I really appreciate the song. Number 6, we've got Elizabeth Taylor. It's a nice, energetic, deep song that I can really get behind. Really, what's the word? Get my teeth into? Munch my something about biting it. I could bite it, I guess. I don't. Moving on. At number 5, I've got Opalite. It's a banger. Danceable. Beautiful song. It just makes you wanna... You know what I mean? I feel like everybody gets what I mean. Number 4. Wood. I think it's probably the funniest song she's ever put out, in my opinion. I think it's so funny and so out there, and not everybody's gonna get it, and that's fine. But I do, and I appreciate it. At number 3, Father Figure. Such a good song. The writing is great. There's a key change in there. The key change is perfect. It's a perfect song. I think I gave it a 10 out of 10, but I could be wrong. If I didn't, I'm changing it to a 10 out of 10. Next, The Fate of Ophelia, a perfect song. I think it is written perfect. I think it is produced perfect. I think the music video is even better than perfect. It was just done so well. It was just done so well. And at number 1, drum roll please. Actually Romantic. I think that comes as no surprise to anybody. I think it's a great song. It is my favorite off of the whole album. And I just think it was really, really well done. Now, I'm going to take a second. It won't be long for you, but for me, I'm going to go through my rankings of each song. And I'm going to do some math to give you my overall rating of the album. Okay, so after taking my rankings of each song, adding them all together and dividing it by 12, which is the amount of songs on the album, it comes out to a 7.8 out of 10. I think I can get behind that. So with that being said, that's just my opinion. What do you think? I'm reading a script. I have no memorization skills anymore. I'm just gonna put it up here and pretend like let me know your ranking in the comments, and while you're down there, you may as well punch the like button, smash the bell, and annihilate the subscribe button. I wrote that myself. Thank you. And until next time, I'm Embers. I live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/emberslive_. The underscore is very important. Also on other platforms like Instagram and Twitter. And YouTube. I was like, what other platforms do I have? Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, emberslive_ on all of those. But if you don't want to look it up, they're linked down below. So, I'll see you next time. Peace.